The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Crazy thing happened to me maybe a year ago. At my Shabbos table, I've told you this before, I think, my Shabbos table, there are a lot of kiruv around the table. And one of the things that we do is we have everybody go around and we explain the concept of hashgacha pratis, and we talk about seeing Hashem in your life. And I asked them to go around and share a story where you may have seen like a hashgacha, a Hashem moment, right, in your life. So one guy says, this happened like maybe 6 months ago. He says, I am a Toronto EMS, he's a paramedic, and he got a call about a young man in his early 20s who was having trouble breathing. So he said, we took the call. By the time we got to the person's house, he was already in cardiac arrest. Right away, we began working on him and put him in the ambulance. We continued working on him. We got to the hospital. We brought him to the resuscitation room, special room to be able to resuscitate. He says, and we're continuing to work on this young man to get his heart going. He said, from the time we first got the call until the time that had already been a while that they're working on him in the resuscitation room, he said it had already been 55 minutes. So the doctor looked at the paramedics and everybody in the room, and he said, let's call it. And then he said, you know what? Let's call the mother in. The boy's mother was standing outside. Let's call the mother in to say goodbye. And doctor told everybody, keep working on him. Just, shouldn't see that we just gave up on her son. Keep working on him, but let the mother come in. If the guy didn't say this at my Shabbos table, I would not believe it myself. Lack of Emunah. Okay. But he said the mother comes in, and they're all continuing to work on this guy. And they're sort of just ignoring that she's, not paying attention, just focusing on the patient. And she walks up to her son, and she kneels down next to him on this stretcher. And she takes his hand, and she leans up to his ear, and she starts to sing. She starts to sing. And this paramedic told me that when she started to sing, his pulse started up again. He said, we couldn't believe it. Nobody said a word. It was silent in the room. He said, I looked up at the other paramedics and the doctors. He said, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Everybody was crying. Nobody was saying anything, but everybody was crying. He said, that's my HP moment. That's my Hashgacha Pratis moment. 55 minutes, no pulse. Everybody would say the person's not coming back alive again. But I shouldn't have needed to hear this story to believe, to say, I don't believe. I wouldn't have believed if I heard it myself. Lack of Emunah. Because what do you mean? Is Hashem Kol Yachal or not? Can he do everything? Can he do anything or not? If we believe he can, so then why can't he give this guy a pulse?
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org